and onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. This is the place we call home. So we must work extremely hard and add in smarter. So harder and smarter to transform this piece of rock so that we will leave it way better than we inherited it or met it. I want to welcome you to the hub. I want to encourage you to share the live. Sharing is caring. When you do, you give your friends, your colleagues, the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. So Facebook, YouTube, please share the live. I want to start off by applauding the Honorable Andy Williams, because I believe this gentleman is coming down for all kinds of attacks. I mean, they're attacking him left, right, and center. But he's not bothered at all. He continues to do an excellent job. And I realize they're up in Grenville, St. Andrew, on the weekend, trying to make sure that dilapidated building or church, historic site, that they sort that thing out properly so that the children could go back to school and things could get back in line. And that was great. So while they attack the Honorable Andy Williams, he continues to do an excellent job, a fantastic job in implementing, in delivering, in getting opportunities for our people. I want to secondly extend my deepest condolences to Nolan Cox, former minister, former senator, very nice gentleman, on the passing of his wife. I learned today that his wife passed away, sadly so. So I want to extend my deepest condolences to him and his family on the passing of his wife. My brother, stay strong, keep your faith in God Almighty, because words cannot do anything at this point, because, when you lose a loved one, and much less your wife, it could be really, really tough. Really, really, really tough. So I just hope that your family, your friends, your colleagues will be around you to support you in these very trying times. Stay strong, my brother. Accept my deepest condolences. This morning on the program, I made a very important point, and I think people are getting that message. May Day is very soon, and workers will be out there chanting. They will be carrying their placards, their jerseys, different slogans and so on. So they will be out there every May Day. That's what it is. And I stated this morning, I will love to see workers having placards and uh, jerseys and slogans and songs or chants thanking the NDC administration for what they have done for the working man and woman over the last 9 to 10 months. I would really love to see that because we came from a situation where you had an anti-worker government in place, the NNP, because the NNP really represents that kind of behavior. They were always in some confrontation with the workers. They were always treating the workers badly. And the NDC is a pro-worker government. They like workers. They want, they want the workers to fare well. They want them to improve. They want them to be prosperous. And they are doing everything to help the workers. Yes, they cannot be perfect, right? But they are trying extremely hard to bring the workers up to a certain standard, right? With all the benefits and everything else. So I would love to see workers displaying that, what they got after 20 something years of marching for pension and gratuity. The NDC came within a matter of months and they gave you your retroactive pension and your retroactive gratuity, the money that was owed to you for all those years. And they also continue to pay pension every month to the hardworking, to the people who served as teachers, hardworking people who served as teachers, nurses, police officers, prison officers, folks within the ministries and so on. So you got that. But you were marching for that for many, many, many years. The NDC came in and within months, they gave you your money and they sought that out. That is a caring government. That is a pro-worker government. A government who loves the working man and woman, who will go the extra mile to make sure that they're happy. We saw the NDC when they came into power. In fact, when they were swearing in, when they were taking the oath at the stadium, it was announced for everyone to hear that the docked salaries, the money that the NNP took from the salaries of workers, of teachers, that they will get back their money. The NDC said, look, we cannot have that kind of tension existing between teachers or public officers and the employer, the government of Grenada. We're going to right that wrong. And even if the matter was before the court, and even if the person who took the matter, the teacher who took the matter to court lost, the NDC did what was morally right for the teachers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. They gave them back their money. That is a pro-worker government. The NDC saw the workers, the teachers, the faculty of TAMCC marching in the sun. They were marching in the sun on a daily basis, fighting for their own money. The NDC say, look, we just come, but we have to take you out of that sun and pay you your money. And they decided to step in and they paid some $4.5 million or so dollars, and they signed an agreement to pay the balance at different, let's say different installments, different tranches, right? In other words, they were able to sit and agree on something, and that was solved. The NDC also injected $30 million plus of cost of living relief measures in the economy, helping the working man and the working woman, because they would have had to find more to buy what they normally buy on a weekly, daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis. That's a caring government. Also, the bi-monthly salary. That's a good move. That will help workers who normally have to borrow something to make it till the end of the month. So they're now able to access their money to go to and from work and to, take care of themselves. That's a good move. A very, very good move. So the government continues to demonstrate time and time again that they care about you. The tax amnesty. Who will benefit the most with the tax amnesty? The working man and the working woman. Yes, we know businesses will benefit, but the working man and working woman who owe on the property, who owe here and owe there for taxes, they will benefit significantly. And they're taking full advantage of that tax amnesty, which is really, really great. So the NDC over and over again demonstrates that they care about the working man and the working woman. The minimum wage issue that they're actually reviewing and seeking to address. The NNP never increase the wages of public officers. Never. The last time it was done was in 2011. The NDC was in power. But here you have the NDC again coming back and addressing the minimum wage. Who will benefit the most? The public servants, the working man and the working woman, right? You will benefit the most. So time and time again, the NDC is demonstrating that they are for you, the workers of the nation. The carpenters, the cleaners, the plumbers, the electricians, the masons. They are for you, the laborers, the people who work in the different stores and so on, the cooks, the chefs, the bartenders. They are for you. And they're working in your interest. So I am saying it should be historic this meeting to see workers out there with placards thanking the government for doing so much within such a short space of time for the working man and working woman of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I would love to see that, because we have to be grateful. We have to be thankful for what is happening, the good things that are happening in this country. We have to be thankful. We have to be grateful. So I urge the unions, I urge the members of the unions to go out there with placards, go out there with your slogans and other things like that, expressing appreciation to the NDC administration for doing so much within such a short space of time. And yes, I know you're still demanding certain things. So the teachers sign on, they got their 13%, right? They got their 13% increase. So they sign on to that and all the fringe benefits and so on. I know you have some unions who want more, and they stand in their ground, they want more. Let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how it goes. But you can't get everything that you want, because the government is already doing so many other things that's actually benefiting you directly. You can't get everything that you're demanding. So we know that, right? But still, that should not be a reason for you to have all kind of placards cussing the government, because this is your friend. This government is your friend. Any worker should see the NDC administration as your ally, as your friend. And that should be what stands out on May Day. You know, historically, it used to be a situation of workers booing the Minister of Labor. But that should never be the case this time around. In fact, if that's done, it's like a curse that will befall certain people. Because look at what this government is doing for you, the worker. And to come now and boo or have all the placards cussing government, this government has done what no other government did for the workers. In fact, Keith Mitchell said that the whole issue of pension and gratuity would be a legacy for him, you know. Words to that effect. That when he leave this thing, he should be able to look back and at least point to the pain of pension and gratuity as a legacy. But look who came and fulfilled that. Look who came and fulfilled that big legacy. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell and the NDC administration. And we have to give credit where credit is due. It is clear that Grenadians are happier. The workers of this beautiful country are happier than ever before. And we have to say it as is. All right? I want to encourage you to take full advantage of the tax amnesty that the government is offering. If you know you owe the government taxes, if you know you have arrears, if you know you have penalties attached to your taxes because you have not paid for quite a while, I urge you as a friend, please pay up. Go in and pay the tax that you owe, the principal amount, because they are not charging you, they are not taking any money from you as arrears, although they should, but because it's a tax amnesty, they're foregoing all that. So they're not taking any arrears from you, any penalty, anything of that sort. They're saying, just come in and pay us what you actually owe us. And all Grenadians, once you're a taxpayer and you're owing government, you can go and sort that out. In fact, that would be a plus for government, at least if they're able to get $400 million out of that $777 million that Grenadians, home and abroad, because there are people who owe government and they left Grenada. But hear this. If you owe government property tax and you decide to sell that property or pass that property over to a family member, a child, a son, a daughter, or whatever, if you decide to sell that property, do you know you still have to pay the tax that you owe on that property even before you get any documentation, even before the deal is finalized? Because you would not be able to sell the property unless you pay government what you owe them. So here is a good opportunity for you to get this thing right. You owe government taxes, go in and pay. In fact, I will encourage you to take a loan if you have to sort out your taxes, because come next year, there will be no tax amnesty. You will be required by law to pay all that you owe and all the arrears and all the penalties, all the arrears and penalties. So if you owe government, for example, $200,000, but out of that $200,000, $30,000 is arrears or penalties, or $20,000. is arrears or penalties, right? And some people might say, well, all right, if you owe government $300,000, that's a fair amount, $300,000. And out of that, the arrears is $20,000. Hello, if you go now and you take advantage of the tax amnesty, you will only be required to pay $280,000, not the $300,000. But come next year, if you go to pay your taxes, you will be required to pay the full $300,000. That additional $20,000 in arrears and penalties. And you heard it from the Minister of Finance himself. There will be no mercy on the people who fail to take advantage of this tax amnesty now, this year. Come next year, you owe, you have to pay. And if you are not aware, the government could sell what you have to get their money. Yeah. If you don't know that, you need to start thinking about it. So I urge you, please take full advantage of the tax amnesty that's on the table for all Grenadians, for all tax types. I want to also applaud the Honorable Deacon Mitchell for taking that bold step to travel to the UAE. This is a good move because remember, the CBI program is a very important revenue earner, generator for this government. A very, very important revenue earner. And that is expected to play a key role in government having cash to implement many of the programs and projects that they spoke about during the budget presentation. So the Honorable Prime Minister, together with the Honorable Joseph Andel and the Deputy Chairman of the CBI Committee, they will travel to Dubai, to the United Arab Emirates, right? In fact, today. So they left here already ahead of a series of meetings that seek to explore potential opportunities for the development of Grenadian citizenship by investment program. We have to look also to the east for investments, for opportunities, right? And I believe it's a really good move. I want to applaud the Prime Minister for this move. In his absence, the Honorable Lennox Andrews will be the acting Prime Minister. All right? Good move. Very, very good move indeed. What is also good news, the artists, soca artists, power soca artists, you know, my boy, Boise, I remember you came out openly asking for more money when it comes to the artists who wins the crown for power soca in particular. And the government decided, this government, the NDC administration, decided they would increase the amount. So I think it's about $100,000 for the winner. And then you can go all the way down as to how much the other person will get, second, third, fourth, fifth, and everybody who appear on the night. So quite a number of people will be smiling this year because they're paying more. In fact, they should pay even something more, but it takes time. One will say, well, 100,000, but it takes time, step by step by step. The next time wrong, it might be 150,000 or 200,000 or 300,000. You never know. But at least it's a good gesture to start off at $100,000. Good vibes. I like it. And they will increase the prices for the other areas too, not just not just that particular, not just Soca, but the other areas they would increase that too. I think by 10%. I think it's by 10%. So that's a really good move. A really good move. I want to also say today they launch the Planning and Development Authority. So it's no longer physical planning and da under government and so on. It becomes a statutory body, it becomes an authority. So they would be, directed or under the directorship of a full board of directors, a chairman and a number of directors. They will be a part of that board, guiding that authority with a manager or a CEO, whatever you want to call that person, and they will be properly staffed. And that's a good move, if you ask me. So plans will be approved faster, and they have the authority now to approve or deny when it comes to plans and so on. So I want to applaud the government because I could recall the NNP had talked about that very thing, turning that into an authority and turning the printry, I think government printry, into something similar, statutory kind of operation. And there was another one I can't recall right now. But so far, so good. I want to also say to us, we are in the dry season. And once we are in the dry season, we want to store clean drinking water. And I know you're complaining about the brown water that you get in your tap. And every morning, a lot of people are going to call programs and complain because we are in the dry season and it is a severe one. Now, Wasa is not at that place yet where they have a lot of storage facilities around the country. So, they can give you clean drinking water every day, every minute, every hour, that kind of thing. All right? But what you can do is to store up water. So there are some days when the water will be extremely clean and good quality. What I normally do is fill up my bottles, fill up my containers. Because there are times when I open my tap and it's brown. You cannot drink it, you cannot cook with it, you cannot bathe with it, you can't do nothing with it. Right? So what I would do, I would lock off the main and use water from the tank because I have a tank here and a pump and so on, right? So I get water generally every day, anytime. It's a huge tank where I am. But I'm simply saying to you, still, I have a number of bottles and I fill that up so I can use it when the water is brown in the pipe. So I want to encourage you to do a similar thing. Fill it up, store it for a period of time, and then you can, if you don't use it, you empty the containers and you fill it again. Because for the entire dry season, we will experience that kind of thing, right? I want to say to you, the rainy season starts, or the wet season, dry and wet. But you know what we're talking about. The Wet season starts June the 1st. But Grenada is a blessed country. Today, we got a good amount of rainfall. If you ask me, a good amount of rainfall. Grenada must be a blessed country. So I hope you were able to save, store up, or fetch, catch, whatever you want to call it, water today. All right? And I hope Nawasa was able to get a good amount to service the people of Grenada, throughout Grenada. All right? So again, take in front, start storing up clean drinking water, your buckets, your bottles, and so on. So if the water in the pipe, nice, clean, and so, you could use that, the tap. But once it's chocolatey, brown, all you need to do is use what you have in the bottles or in your whatever you store it in. Good? The next thing, we are in the dry season and there is a no burning policy in place. Zero burning. And I'm telling you this because we don't have the kind of manpower in the fire department. We don't have enough equipment, trucks to extinguish the fire, right? Because if you have a fire in South and you have a fire in St. Patrick or a fire in St. Andrew, just, saying that, and a plane or two coming on the airport, you know what would happen. That would be prioritized. So again, I urge you, do not burn. Put your stuff out and let the dump truck take the thing and bring it in perseverance. All right? Don't burn. And there are things that really and truly you could store up in your fixed stool. The leaves and other things like that. It would form a compost or fertilizer. Or, you go break down and help your fig or your banana or your dasheen or your blogger or your plant, whatever. You could use that, could recycle that. You could use it for something else. You could form something else and benefit you. Don't burn. And that would help your neighbor, that would help you, and that will help the country. All right? That's very important. I want to also encourage you to speak to particularly or especially the young men who, go into school, or let's say the male students. Speak to them particularly about violence, about, walking away, about conflict resolution. Sometimes it's good to walk away and let them call you a coward and save your life and the lives of others. Not only that, save your mother, because many a times it's your mother or your father who have to go up and down with you, courthouse, back and forth, come and visit you in the jail, come and visit you in the cell, that kind of thing, right? Ease up your mother and your father. And in some instances, they have to go and lend, borrow to get lawyer and all kinds of stuff. I want to urge you, please talk to your boys. Talk to them about abstaining, right? Running away. Let them call you a coward. Run. Weapons. Before time, you would hear about a fight and a man and a woman or a man and a man, they might pelt a punch or two, no cutlass, no gun, no knife, nothing like that. But nowadays, anytime you hear about some fight, it's either a gun or a cutlass or a knife or some kind of weapon. I am not encouraging you to fight at all. I am all about walking away. I am all about, resolving conflicts differently, talking about it, getting somebody who close to the person to talk to the person. I am all for that. I am all for sitting down and let's talk, right? You don't like this, you don't like that. Let's talk. So I want to urge you, speak to your boys and also your girls. Speak to them about resolving conflicts differently. It doesn't have to reach to the point where you're cutting somebody or you're stabbing somebody or and as I say to a friend, these young folks, they 21 years, they go into jail, 8 years, 10 years. Well, if they get that much and they still come out 30 years, 30 something years. So you have to avoid it at all costs. Talk to your boys. Talk to your girls. Try to help them to understand that there is more to life than fighting and getting yourself into problems. It doesn't make sense. All right? That's a very important message. Please talk to them. Because if you check it out, just find out the statistics in the prison. I don't know if you have about what? You have more than 5 females in the prison? I mean, somebody need to help me. I don't think you have more than 5 females in the prison. I don't think so. And if it's more than 5, very close to 5 or 6 or 7. If that much. But then you have 300, 400 or whatever the amount of males, men, young people, youth, men and so on. They're males in the prison. So we have to talk to our boys and guide them accordingly. Mold them, shape them properly. Because it's not easy. And the people that are sorry for the most is the mother and the father. Up, down, lawyer, courthouse, back, up, down, up, down, up, down. We have to resolve conflicts. We have to speak to our boys, speak to our girls. And we need to see the community playing a greater role, right? The churches, the clubs, the different clubs. I remember before you had sessions, so the different clubs, football clubs, social clubs, whatever, police boy club, all kind, what they would do, they would invite people to come in and talk about different things, conflicts, how to resolve it, say no to violence and so on. That I don't know if that is still happening, but that should be a good thing, right? In the community. Sessions just to talk and speak about stuff. Also, speak to your boys and girls about bullying in school, in particular in school, because there are a lot of people whose tolerance is not as yours, right? So we have to try our best to respect people and to avoid certain things, because you can bully a student in many different ways. So I want to urge you, speak to them about that. And there should be more sessions dealing with that, right? That's important. Bullying in schools in particular, especially with people with maybe a special needs or a disability or, something of that sort. Or maybe they're not as that person or that person. They may not be as bright as that person or good in sports or whatever, different things. And you start to come down on the person. You can really negatively impact that person, psychologically and otherwise. It is so, so important for you to talk to your peers, your colleagues, your children, That's important. Very, very important. Folks, I want to give you the next 15 minutes to talk. You can call in. It's a nice evening. You can actually call in and speak. If you have anything that you want to talk about, maybe what I spoke about, or maybe something that you have on your mind that you want to vent, you want to speak about, you can. The number again is 415 4817 415 4817. That's the number to call, and you are free to call in and talk. I do not have a monopoly on ideas. Your idea, your suggestion, your recommendation, your opinion is as good as mine. So I want to urge you, please, you can call, you can chime in on anything that I said here tonight or anything you want to add. The number again, 415 4817. 415 4817. Folks, I want to urge you to support this bingo. And remember, the NDC has a series of activities and events. It's not only a bingo they're having. In fact, the NNP folks already start jumping on that, on the whole bingo idea. But it's a smart move because the NDC is working very hard to build the headquarters and resource center. All right? And that activity is a good one to raise some much needed funds as we celebrate 1 year in government, in power. So that bingo will be on the 25th of June. 25th of June, 2 days after the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary. But remember, it is a series of activities and events. That's not the only thing that will be happening for that 1 year anniversary. A lot of other events and activities. But this one is a very important one. So it will be nice for you to organize and be a part of that bingo. $150,000. That bingo is huge. $150,000 in cash and prizes. Feature address live. So our beloved Prime Minister, of course, will speak. There will be live entertainment. Let me just take that call. All right, let me take that call. Someone is calling here. Let me take that call. Good
Yeah.
evening, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm just calling to
You want to
congratulate.
lower the volume of your
Yes, I'm tuning
no
them right
problem.
now.
No problem.
Yes, I'm calling from Toronto,
All right.
and 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 I just want to tell you how much I'm enjoying your program and the work that you are doing
Thank you.
for our country.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping that by God's grace, I may be able to come home this year, some next year. I would really love to meet you because I want to support you
Thanks, man.
in in a very good way. I've been trying to find out how I could
Oh, you can
send a
do that.
financial support,
Oh yeah. You
but
can you can actually do that via Western Union and MoneyGram. All you can do is to call me after the program. I can give you the particulars, the
okay,
information, and you can take it from there, man. It's
okay,
a
because
blessing.
I've been following you for a while and didn't have a way to get through. So
All right.
I am really, really happy. And before I go, because I know you have other people calling, I really, really love the way you are supporting Miss Velma Thomas.
Yeah, that's important. The strong
That
sister.
it's really important.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to hear from you. But I'm going to call you after the show,
No
and then
problem.
I'm hoping to wait in to see our Prime Minister in July because
Oh
he
yes.
would be here in
Yes,
Toronto.
it's July the what's the date? July, is it July the 1st?
July the 1st.
The
Yeah.
1st, yeah, in Toronto. Yeah, well, and that I will
Okay.
promote also. Plenty love. All right.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. All
Nice.
right. But I'll call you after the
No
show.
problem. Great. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear caller. Thank you very much indeed. Again, the number is 415-4817, 415-4817. Yes, every help will go a long way in keeping the program on air and really, hammering home the message, because that's so important. Because if you compare 2008, the mistake we made were to not be out there on radio, on social media. NDC won in 2008, and everybody went straight into government, and there was no presence. There was no one updating and educating and disseminating the information to the supporters and to the Grenadians home and abroad and keeping them in tune with what's going down. But this time around, it's a whole new thing. We will be out here feeding you with information because we believe it's important, very important. Good evening, caller. Hello. Uh, hello. Hello. All right, let me try this. Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Hi, good night, Kim. Good night to you and good night to all the listeners. Um, Kim, I wanted to say something that I was, I called a couple times on the show, but I was never someone that was in politics, never get involved in politics. And what make me support you and into the cause of this country is because of you. Because the first time when I heard you speak, I said, "Oh, you sound like African," but when I find out who you is, not knowing you was a Grenadian, and it's just a couple of years ago I started listening your program, and the how valuable and how what really tuned me to you is that how you fact check and you come to us with truth. You tell us truth.
And that's
You
important.
don't fake. That's what I love about you. And I tell friends about you. I said I always like to listen to that guy program. And I was never in politics. I was never no NDC. I was never no NNP. But you see, when you speak, you transform people's life by the truth, by the facts, you know, and it goes a long way. And I just want to thank you for that, for instilling that in me as a young person, that I can follow your program and listen to you and to learn from you, because I do learn a lot from you.
Plenty love.
And lastly, before I go, what you talk about those young people fighting, when you fight and you do this kind of stuff, you have a record on your reputation. So to young people who is out there, please avoid violence, avoid it, because it is going to follow you in the long run. I tell you, psychologically and mentally. And we as a village and as a people, we have to take care of our children. Because I remember growing up, when you do something wrong and you go home and the neighbor used to kirk you, and you go home and your mother asks you what happened, they give you an next whooping again. So I want to see more of the community and the people to coming out and to support our young people and advocate for our young people, because violence is not the answer. And I love what you preach, and it is a good thing that violence is not the answer for our young people. And we as a Grenadian people and as a community and as a country, we have to step in to save our young people. These are the future of our country. So we have to step in. So violence is a no-no. So thank you very much,
Fully
Kim.
agree. Thank you. One love. Thank you very much. Fully agree there. And look, I want to thank the people who continue to support what I do, because it's so important to connect, to reach as many people as possible with the truth. Because historically, the airways used to be dominated by the NNP when the NDC was in power from 2008 to 2013. They dominated the radio and the social media and TV and everything else. This time around, it's a whole new ball game. Very important. Again, the number is 415-4817. 415-4817. That's the number to call to get on the inside. We still have about 5 minutes left in the program for tonight. So let us support all the events. It's a series of events and activities and so on that the NDC will be putting on. as the party celebrates, party and government celebrate 100, not 100 years now, 1 year. It might be there for 100 years too. Huh? 1 year in power. All right. So we have to be a part of that. The bingo will be a very big event, and we have to promote it and get as many people as possible to be a part of it. To be a part of it. So again, we still have about 4 minutes left. And for those who miss it, I did extend my deepest condolences to Nolan Cox on the passing of his wife. Nolan is a very nice guy, and his wife was a darling. All right, she passed away today, and I want to say again, accept my deepest condolences to you and your family. All right, good. So we still have about 3 minutes left. If you want to call, you can. The number is 415-4817. 415-4817. All right. Nice. As I said during the program, I really admire and applaud Andy Williams because while they're attacking him, he's not even bothered. He's not even studying them. Right? And I really love that. I love that about him. Good
Yes,
evening. Good evening, caller.
yes, yes. I first I want to just congratulate the NDC government and the progress that they make in the transformation agenda. I really want to congratulate them. And
Yeah.
Kim, thank also to you for your information, your education, and defending the and defending. I want to really thank you. You're doing a real good job.
Thanks.
You're educating, you're defending with reliable truth,
Yeah.
right? And I want to say, you know, my greatest concern right now is with we Grenadians. We are allowing foreigners who is not patriotic. They come into Grenada and they causing division and they bring in conflict amongst our peaceful and loving Grenadians. That's what they're doing. Take, for example, like Bernard Code. He leave Jamaica, come to Grenada, cause conflict, cause multiple murders in high places. Now we see Sheldon Scott leaving Trinidad, coming to Grenada, causing division amongst our loving people, spreading lies, spreading false information. You know, Sheldon Scott is not he's not patriotic, and he would not be patriotic because he's not Grenadians. He only come here to get what he get from Grenada, send it back to Trinidad, and cause conflict to our people, and then go back in Trinidad and laugh at us. I want also people to take heed what is happening when foreigners come. They are not patriotic. They would not support. They just come and take what they get, leave conflict, and laugh at us again. People, it's time. Look up. Stop listening to these lies that Sheldon Scott is bringing here and get rid of him. We got to send him back to Trinidad where he come from. We don't want him here anymore. All right? Thank you.
All right. Sheldon Scott, I don't know his nationality. Right. So just seeing my good friend there, I don't know his nationality. I don't know whether he's Trinidadian, whether he's Grenadian. I don't know, so I cannot confirm his nationality. So I just want that to be very clear here. I don't know his nationality. I don't know whether he was born in Trinidad or whether he was born in Grenada. I don't know. All right, but I want to thank the caller for sharing his opinion, and he's a good brother. Right, you're a good brother. The caller who called, very, very good brother, and I know what I'm talking about. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for sharing your opinion. Right. So again, I don't know his nationality. I don't know where he's from, so I cannot confirm whether he's Grenadian or whether he's Trinidadian or whether he's some other nationality. I don't know. Folks, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the program. I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. It's now 9 in the PM. So I have to wrap it up now. Thank you very much. I'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8 in the EM. Bye for now.
The proceeding was a paid program. The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests of this program and not the views of this radio station.
THANKYOU